Okay, so today I wanted to make this video about bogus pact making and also why it seems like spirits are ignoring you. Okay, so first of all, what I want to get into is just talking about why it seems like spirits are ignoring you. Okay, so there's a lot of people who have been asking myself and asking, my girlfriend questions about why a spirit won't come through for them, why their spells aren't working, or why their petitions that they wrote out haven't come true. First of all, you need to make sure that what you're asking is within reason, that it makes logical sense, and that you are putting forward something in return prior to you even casting your spell to that spirit. Because most of the time when you're doing these spells, you're working with specific spirits, whether you're calling them forward or not. Okay? Now, when it comes down to doing the ritual, right? Spirits know before you even start off, before you even talk to them or call them forward, what your intentions are. They can sense on much higher levels than, than a fucking human can. They can sense way more and pick up on far more than you actually realize. Okay, so if your intentions aren't good with the shit that you're doing, especially when it comes to working with them, you're not going to get results. If you don't know what the fuck you're doing when you're coming in from the start, you're not going to get results. If you're skipping steps, you're not going to get results. Okay, you need to make sure that what you're asking for is something that is a possibility and that you feel it's really possible. You need to feel in your fucking heart when you're doing this stuff that it is actually something that is possible, or it's just going to be another bogus petition, right? When you're summoning or calling forward these spirits, you got to make sure that even if you have the stuff that they like, that you're actually doing the ritual the right way, because you can't skip any steps. Even before you go through with doing the ritual, you should just practice with it. You should just practice and try, to communicate with the spirit mentally before you even try to bring them forward for a fucking petition. Because if you can't establish communication while not in ritual, how are you supposed to communicate while in ritual? If you haven't done it before, how do you expect to get results? If you haven't been practicing with this stuff before, how do you expect for this stuff to be your reality or coming to you? You need to pay attention to everything that you're studying when it comes to working with these spirits. You need to understand how their minds works, even down to the direction that the spirit prefers to come from, okay? Now, I want to go into talking about pacts, okay? But I'm going to segue into that when I'm done talking about why it seems like the spirits are ignoring people. As I said, they know your intention before you even go through with your ritual. They know it already, okay? There are a lot of people who aren't ready to bring forward these kinds of spirits in their life because there's greed involved, there's blockages with that individual in their life. They haven't taken certain steps to be able to move forward with communicating. Your abilities are closed. So it'll seem as if you don't have communication, but in fact, your third eye hasn't been activated or open. So you have no idea how to comprehend whether or not this spirit has established communication with you, okay, or established contact with you. Because there are so many different ways that spirits tend to communicate with people on a daily basis, and they don't even know it, okay? Now, I want to move into talking about the pact and pact making. The reason why I offer specific, channelings of spirits before you even go through with a pact is just so you can get a feel for who the fuck that spirit actually is and what you're getting yourself into. So you can agree or disagree as to whether or not you want to make that pact with that specific spirit. You can talk to them, okay? Now, when it comes to making that pact and establishing your terms and conditions, you need to make sure that you're actually talking to that spirit, because 9 times out of 10, you're gonna fail because you haven't actually established that real line of communication with that spirit that you're wanting to bring forward. Now, you can do it with a ritual circle. You can do it with just a sigil and a piece of paper. I did it with a piece of paper and a sigil and a thumbtack. There are so many ways you can do it. That's just the method that I chose, and that's what I prefer. You're going to find your way, okay? Now, when you do establish communication with the spirit, you'll be able to hear whether or not the spirit agrees and can do what you're requesting. If the spirit can't even fucking agree to what you're requesting, how the hell do you expect to get results? If you're not ready to put up an altar for that spirit, if you're not ready to give them offerings, if you're not ready to kind of bring forward the energy, present visually that you're accompanied by that spirit and whatever spirits are under that. If you're not going to be someone who is open about it, there's spirits that are like Boone that aren't going to accept it. They're not going to accept your pact. They're not going to agree with what you're wanting, because that's one of the main things that Boone likes. Boone loves to receive public praise and public appreciation. So if you're not going to be putting up an altar shamelessly, and if you're not going to be communicating with other individuals and bringing other people to Boone, you're not going to be getting your results. You're not going to be keeping up your end of the bargain. So that's going to make the spirit feel like, what the fuck? You're not doing what you agreed to do. Why would I agree with what you're agreeing to? They understand they're definitely not stupid. Their abilities are far more advanced than what the average person's could ever be, an average human, okay? So you need to make sure that you're doing every step the right way. You need to make sure you establish communication with that spirit before you even go through with doing a fucking pact, because it's just stupid if you haven't even talked to it yet. Then you're going to be making a pact, and what if it accepts it and what you asked for comes true, but you didn't realize that what that spirit required was giving a pint of blood every 6 months, or giving an animal sacrifice, or going deep into ritual and actually doing path working with that spirit. How the hell would you know if you had not actually established communication? This is the reason why so many of them are just thrown out the window and thrown out the door or trashed. It's because you're not actually talking to them. You need to talk to them. You need to communicate with them. And you need to make sure that whatever you're doing, that you're keeping up with your end of the bargain in some way, whether it be your altar or whatever the fuck they've requested. You need to make sure that you're paying attention and that you are grateful for what's being brought forward if these things do start to happen for you. Now, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I hope that this provides you with the answers that you're looking for when it comes to failed pacts or even failed communication with the spirit, or even misconceptions. That's what I would call it as well. Don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe to this video. Turn on post notifications. If you're someone who is looking to have a book session reading with me, if you want to schedule a consultation with me for spell work, or if you just want to take some classes with me, you can go ahead and go to my website, chapman16.wixsite.com/readings with Hez, and you can go look at my services that I offer there. I have very reasonable prices, and we can go forward from there. You can also follow me on my Instagram. You can message me on my Instagram as well. Hezi underscore Chapman or He's underscore Chapman, whatever you prefer. I don't give a damn about the pronunciation.